allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Father God, thank you so very much for being with us. Yes, we continue protection, fire, schools. Back in no, he hasn't been sworn. He is this. All right, so, roll call. Ziegler. Yes, I'm here. Hayward. Here. Goldman. Yes. Professor May.
Yes.
Bradley. Simons.
Yes.
Coles. Here. Reading approval of minutes, May 18, 2026. Motion to adopt.
And we'll, second.
Ziegler.
Yes.
Mr. Hayward.
Yes.
Mr. Small.
Yes.
Ms. Simon.
Yes.
Yes. President.
Yes.
All right, minutes of May 18, 2026. Council.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Smolik with a motion to adopt, Mr. Schultz with a second. Any discussions? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes. Hayward.
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Simon.
Yes.
Yes. President.
Yes. Okay, Chief?
Thank you, Council President. The only thing I have tonight, which isn't great news, is I was updated on our Rosenbauer fire engine delivery date. It's getting pushed back till May 30th of 2027.
What was the latest update?
March. Which was the latest.
Now it's May.
Was the reason given?
The availability of the Cummins engine. So they're transitioning from a L9 to an X10, and neither are available at this moment. So that's what's pushing back the manufacturing process with the chassis.
They didn't mention a credit.
They did not.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Chief Colleen this evening?
Do you have any general updates for summer that you would like to offer from a fire safety perspective?
Actually, one thing I do want to update, we're getting ready to go through a process to kind of expand our smoke detector program. I'll have more information on that, though, coming out soon. So other than that, no.
Okay, Chief, thank you. Lieutenant?
Thank you, Council President. Just a couple things. Chief Fisher is in France right now, so he sends his best to everyone. Main things I just want to discuss, we're working on, I know it was discussed before about the e-bikes and the golf carts, so we're currently working with Prosecutor Lallo to get that finalized. So once Chief gets back, we'll probably set up a meeting. But other than that, I got nothing to report, but I'm open for question.
Not a question, more of a statement. The trailer on 6 and 306 that's been there for, I want to say going on 2 years, there's no plates on it. So I know there's a sign for the realtor on there, but I'd like to see if we can't get that trailer moved off that corner. Maybe we can put it behind the service department or something, and whoever owns it can give us a call.
Okay, I believe we know who does own it.
Oh, we do know?
I believe so. The lot right next to Kirtland Food Mart.
Yeah.
I believe we know who that is. So
Okay, if we know who it is, can we talk to them about not being plated? There's nothing on it?
yeah, we can work on that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Any other questions for the lieutenant this evening? Okay, thank you. Mr. Fernaro?
Good evening, everybody. As always, I'd like to thank the team for doing a great job getting us ready for spring. Hopefully you notice flowers, banners, flags went up. I think downtown looks really great. The Veterans Memorial looks great. On to my report with the legislation we have up. So I'm just going to read something real quick for you. So concerning the 101G, council has appropriated funds for this particular project via its appropriations, legislations, and the road plan. This work is being done pursuant to 101G and is not needed to be solicited for bids. I have the authority to contract this manner via council's resolution 22R56. As a result, for transparency and audit purposes, I'm asking for you to pass a motion tonight for the proposals. That completes my report and open for any questions.
Just to be clear, so, with one of the contracts, I believe, the city's funds, a lot of those and they are, so we have to do the need cost.
We have to just say, all in favor, aye? Let's do that right now. Favor?
Aye. Right in the middle,
That's okay.
right in the middle of the SIP.
Yeah, and for the record, because
Absolutely.
it's a state contract.
Understood.
Otherwise. Votes in favor? Were there any votes in the? So 5 votes in favor and 1 abstention.
Okay. Is there anything else for Mr. Fernaro this evening?
Joe, do you know what funds were used to do the library road? Parking lot behind the road? Was that?
Not city funds, the library is its own.
And for clarification, the Kirtland Library parking lot was not repaved, it was seal coated, correct?
Correct.
So that is not a repaving, that's seal coat.
And it's their funds, correct?
It's not the city's funds.
Okay.
We'll just put that on the record.
Absolutely, on the record. Okay.
Library pay for that?
Again, I don't know how the library operates. I can tell you it's not the city's funds.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fernaro. Mr. Courtney?
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Kirtland Chardon Road, 2 pieces of legislation on the agenda tonight, 26R30 and 26R31. One is for quality control inspection, do the construction management or the contract administration and inspection on that job. Request that be passed tonight. And then the second piece of legislation, 26R31, is to award the contract to Geauga Highway. That we will also need passed tonight. As Joe mentioned in the work session, ODOT's fiscal year is coming to a close, and we need to get that signed legislation over to ODOT tomorrow. 26 road program we just discussed. 306 sewer extension. We did receive correspondence from the EPA confirming the $2 million grant for that project. They provided a guidance document that we're working through. We're going to have to apply to the EPA to receive that funding. And I've reached out to the county to discuss how that's going to work, given that they'll be the ultimate end owner of that sewer. At least that's the plan right now. So I think in the next week or two, we're going to have a meeting with the county just to kind of talk through how this whole thing's going to work with the project financing and coordination with the county. with it being their sewer at the end of the day. Wisner stacked wall, updated plans have been reviewed. Joe and I are both good with the current designs they're proposing. So we'll reach out to SME to finalize that so we can get final estimates prepared, bid documents, and take that project to bid. The other slope failures that SME is looking at for us, the second one on Wisner Road and then the one on Regency Woods Drive. SME has been authorized to perform that subsurface investigation, prepare slope stability analysis, and provide recommendations. So we'll be moving forward on those two here in the near future. That's all I have for tonight. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Courtney this evening? Okay. Courtney, free pass. Julia?
Thank you, Mr. Council President. All I have to report for the Senior Center is that we are gearing up for our Big America 250 cookout. I would like to invite all of you to join us. It is on July 14th. We'll have various events as well as our police and fire cooking out burgers and hot dogs. And we will have King Cone food ice cream truck there as well. That is from 10 to 1 on July 14th.
Is that a weekday?
It is a weekday. And then for the city side, I just want to remind everyone that tomorrow is the Friends of the Library first gazebo concert. We have the Chardon Polka Band, and police and fire will also be grilling out for that event, accepting donations for those. Otherwise, I'm available for any questions.
Any questions for Julia?
Julia, have we published a whole, knowing that it could change, but have we published a schedule for that concert series?
It is on the city calendar, and then there's a Facebook post as well.
Okay. Anything else this evening? Julia, thank you. Mr. Lallo?
There was discussion around the project. And I know so it appears that we also we're not able to make any that's improper religion.
The mayor said that you would provide us with insight on what to do with Lewis. Do we have to approve it tonight? We have a lapse and let it go to a couple more readings and discussion. Ron wanted to know.
Thank you. Well, nobody's debating we shall have one. It's just the timing to have everybody the right opportunity to ask questions regarding the appointment and things like that. That's all.
Is it possible to go into executive session tonight to ask any questions that we have? So that
Can't we put them on the, why do we have to go in executive? Yeah, why?
That's-
I don't care. I didn't say we can do that either.
I'm not
Just if somebody does, like,
Executive session.
get them done and
Yeah, let's get out the questions.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're on the
so
same page.
you can come to a is this board's prerogative to do that. You don't have to
Okay,
do any of those.
okay.
It's just sometimes it's better to do so. It's really up to you as a board as to whether you.
I'm just throwing it out there to make sure everybody has that opportunity if there's concerns or questions. So
I think anything we would say here, we would say.
I'm fine either way. So if we want to go through and just vote on it tonight, and we'll just vote on it tonight and have the questions as we get to that legislation. It's
I
fine.
think that's,
Can we go back for a second to Prairie Lane? So essentially, our position as a city is that we've gone out and looked at it, and from our professional opinion, whatever professional opinion we can offer, there's contribution coming both from the homeowners' water and potentially from the neighbors' water, and it's too difficult for us to determine what is the cause of most of the problem. And our recommendation at this point is for them to pursue that outside of the city's ability to weigh in on it.
No, there was correspondence.
So I did go out there with the zoning inspector last week and met with the resident. Both residents are getting letters to turn their downspouts to the west. We'll see what happens after that. Hopefully they both comply. The resident we were speaking to wasn't very cooperative in turning his, but it was relayed to him that he is dumping water in the same spot. So they're both going to get letters to turn their front gutters to the west, and we'll go from there.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't leaving anything ambiguous to the complainants about the city's position.
When do you think those letters will go out?
Within a week.
That letter come from the zoning inspector? They should come from the zoning inspector, correct? Okay. You said to the west, right? Okay, thank you. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Lallo? If not, Mayor?
Thank you, Council President Fenstermaker. I'll be rather quick. Just another thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Robert Umholtz for coming out on Memorial Day. He gave a Kirtland graduate. Bob grew up here, and he gave just a tremendous speech on the meaning of Memorial Day. But he really the theme of it was community, and the community he came from, and how important community is in shaping, residents, citizens, right, citizenry, and what he's seen in his years in the Air Force, and how, that being a community, some folks didn't come from communities like ours, and what a difference that made in his career. So thank you to the Umholtz family for all of their service, and to Bob Jr. for coming out again. Talked about 101G. Thanks to council for getting that moved along. The council clerk position that we have Mr. Slapnicker is being appointed for. I think you guys are going to get into some discussion here, and hopefully we'll get to that to a vote and move that along and get Mr. Slapnicker approved as the next clerk of council. And other than that, I'm just open for questions.
Okay, any questions for the mayor this evening? Okay, no questions for the mayor. We'll move on to standing committee reports. We have any standing committee reports to do?
Got a couple.
Yours on the service department, right? Is that the one where we voted on the Cape Seal? Okay. All right. Anything else? Moving on to correspondence. I'm not aware of any correspondence that came in since last council meeting. Moving on to public comments for matters not on the agenda. Would you like to take your time now? Name and address, please.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of council, mayor, cabinet. Thank you very much for the invitation you extended me to come very briefly introduce myself here. I see a lot of friends here in the room with me, and I appreciate your willingness to introduce myself a little further to those who don't know me well. My wife and I, with our family, live in Kirtland. We're proud residents. We chose to make our home here 5 years ago, and we couldn't be happier and have no intentions of ever leaving. I am officially the Republican nominee for Ohio House District 57, an open seat presently, and I very much look forward to working with the city and the rest of the constituents of the district should I be elected in November. To give you a little background on me, I grew up in Northeast Ohio and went to Cleveland State University, founded a company called North Star Towers. Some of you are aware I own the cell tower behind City Hall, and I'm working with the administration on another potential project. And I'm very proud of the fact that we've worked extremely hard to make sure both projects were very much a win-win for the city, for the residents, for the city leadership itself, and I want to continue leading and helping the city as much as I can, even from Columbus. For me, I'm not going down to Columbus to do state license plates and birds, as they say. I want to dive into hard policy. Energy policy, tax policy are both things that we're at a significant crossroads on in Ohio. And just know that I really want to go down there to be one of the adults in the room to make serious policy decisions. And if you guys ever need me down there, you know that my door is open always. For those of you that know me, you know how available I am by phone all the time. And in person, I moved my office to my business corporate office from downtown to Lake County last year. So whether it's business hours or office hours on a public side, I should be available for all of you anytime. If anybody has any questions, I'm certainly open to those, but just wanted to give you a quick understanding of who I am.
Pardon my ignorance, I don't actually know what your name is.
Jesse Stiles. Oh, sorry. 10286 Longview Drive, Kirtland. Yeah, I'm not here to complain about the conditions of my road.
That was an interesting way to do it.
I did there?
There's a long line.
Well, Mr. Stiles, first, thanks for coming tonight. I owe the mayor an apology. I was asked about if Mr. Stiles can come and speak tonight and introduce, and I forgot to get to you. So that's 100% on me.
Again, a council meeting. It's your prerogative. And knowing Mr. Stiles myself, I would have said absolutely.
Fortunately, you guys run a very crisp, efficient meeting, so it wasn't very long to wait. And when I do zoning hearings for my towers, I'm used to sitting around 3 hours, so this is no problem. Thank you again.
Well, thank you for taking the time out to speak with us this evening.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Have a good evening.
Cell tower, you're still involved with that at all?
What,
Are you still involved with the cell?
oh, very much so. So I grew up from 4 towers in Ohio 10 years ago. We're now at over 200 in about 8-9 states. So I'm working on several here in Lake County as well. And we're working with administration on a potential second project here in Kirtland, but it's very much still in formation.
So are you in charge of maintenance of them?
I am not. Well, yes, for the vertical structure itself. Yes, sir.
And everything around it?
Yes, if there's a concern on this side, let me know. I haven't been made aware of a problem on my site. In fact, there were trees that fell on this a couple of years ago after it was built, and we came out and took care of that. Is it possible there's a...
Community center.
No, sir.
What about the one at Wilcox Farms?
No, sir. Just
Nice job.
just the one right back here. If you want to go back, look at it, I'll wait and we can go back. Okay. I'm going to walk out this way.
What are the chances that you got somebody get one over at Wade Hill? Options. I know they tried putting one in 6-7 years ago.
Right.
Were you involved with that one?
So I don't want to take too much time here, but I will give you the update on Wade Hill. It's public record. So the residents filed a lawsuit. The court just released North Star Towers, my company, from that lawsuit, but the village and the one resident that filed lawsuit still have to go through a process with the Common Pleas Court. It is our full expectation, the village and North Star Towers, that the site will eventually be approved through the court process, but there is a months-long process that has to be gone through. It wasn't just dismissed out of hand, so there's a process that will be gone through. We're still supporting the village, but the village approved it unanimously.
We're going to be behind City Hall, correct?
Correct, right by the salt bin there, or the main. That's correct. It has been tried for 30 years, since the 90s. Nextel tried a site that was denied. I think AT&T or Verizon tried one a decade later. We have the full support of the village still. They very much are eager for the site for service improvement. It's a public safety issue. If you talk to Chief Dondorfer, you talk to the mayor, it's all for improving service for safety. And frankly, I live very close to, just kind of on the other side of the hill, so to speak, and our service is terrible at our house, and I'm hoping it'll help. It's completely a dead spot. In fact, it's a real problem, like I said, for police and fire, because it's not so much their comms are okay, although they could be enhanced by having some equipment on that tower. The real problem is residents or passers through that have a problem cannot effectively reach out via 911. So it's a dispatch problem. And I will say for the record, if you ever get serious about putting your equipment on my tower back here, you know that's still open if you get budget for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, again, thank you and good luck.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the time.
Okay, moving on to public. Anybody else have public comments for matters not on the agenda?
Like anything not related to.
If it's not on this agenda, now's your time. We'll just need your name and address, please, when you come up.
Hello, my name is Rocky Harriman. Address is 10899 Tibbetts Road. That's not where I'm living, but that's the address that we're going to be
I'm
discussing.
sorry, you said Rocky.
Harriman, Harriman. The actual, so it's a rental. It is 23413 Clifford Drive in North Olmsted, 44070.
That's where you live right now, and then this is the address in question. Is
Yeah. Yep, correct. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it, Mayor, and everybody here. So I'm sure everybody's aware of the property down on Tibbetts Road and the situation. If not, we're going through some stuff trying to get a permit for our driveway. Our goal, and when I say our, it's me and my wife, and we have obtained an attorney, James Avenue, which I think which you've been in contact with. A goal is to just get this resolved, like really. We have moved here permanently for now. Our goal, long term, was to live here in Kirtland at that property and spend half the year here, half the year in Colorado was our dream. We loved the town when we went through it and did our due diligence. Not far enough, maybe, as we're finding out. But that was our goal. That was our dream. We've since changed that. And, it's just me, my wife, and my son who are going to live here because of this process, which is very disheartening because, again, we've never lived here, but we found it to be what we were looking for. So anyway, this process has been very cumbersome, to say the least. And I know there's a lot of data out there, but I want to get up and say some of it from our side, my wife's and I. We met up with Doug and Joe this afternoon. This is very, everybody's pushing, you guys, the city is pushing, because the neighbor south of us is with all, he has all the right to, concerned of the situation. How we got in that situation, where we are now, is a conversation I'd love to have, because I feel that the path that everybody involved was unnecessary. There was some data that was given that was incorrect. There were some things that were done that was incorrect. Lots of emails. You asked for emails, so I reached out to the mayor. Matt, when was that? Back in mid-March. Really, so I flew in here just to come to a meeting that I never got to so from Colorado, I set it up, came in for the meeting, wanting to meet because something popped up during the travels. So I reached out to the mayor, who said, send me some stuff. So I did. I reached out to Matt, said, send me data. I did. This was 2 weeks. I'm really disappointed that, Matt, that you did not call me. So I don't know why the mayor has stated that based on your advice, he couldn't, which I get. I totally understand. Matt, you told me to send data, that you would look into it and get with me. And I really wanted to sit down with somebody. I came down, talked to Janelle, said, where is everybody? Nobody's working. I get it. You're part-time. You have jobs and lives like us all, right? Time is important to everybody. But that never came to fruition. I said, I'm here for a week. I really want to meet up. I really want to. Nothing, which just highlights we're not going to move here. Like if the powers to be in the city won't even meet up and chat, very disappointing. And to the point where I had to hire an attorney, very disappointing. Neither here nor there at this point. With time being so critical in this situation, I set up a meeting last week to meet with my attorney, my wife, Doug, Joe, and some geotechnical engineers. So we met at the property. Doug offered a time. We hit that time, sent emails out. We waited there for an hour. I take that back. We waited there for 23 minutes after the meeting was supposed to start. Joe and Doug were not there. Okay, so I call them, no answer. I call here to get a hold of Joe. I don't have his direct number there. No answer, left message. Called Doug back, no answer. He did end up calling back, apologizing, saying it didn't get put on his schedule. So we're waiting there. It's so important for everybody to resolve this. I'm paying well over $400 an hour for the team that's standing there, not including Doug's time that he'll bill me for, with a no-show. No call from Joe and Doug. Again, we're all sitting there scratching our heads going, they are pushing this. We set this up. He said this time frame works. Anyway. Question real quick. Based on that meeting, there's 3 things that you guys said were going to be discussed and figured out at this meeting or during this meeting. Did you guys get a chance to do that? So you said during the meeting, and I have witnesses. So the point is, did you discuss any of them? And we sent an email right after the meeting with 2 of those reminding you. Did you look at the email, Joe? Doug, have you seen the email?
I've seen the email. I haven't read it yet. And I did not say it would get resolved at this meeting. What I did say, as Joe and I've let you speak. What I did say was that I would talk to Matt and the mayor at this meeting. I didn't say that we were going to resolve anything at the meeting.
Perfect.
As you saw, Matt walked in as the meeting started. The mayor and Joe and I and president of council were in the conference room for, an hour and a half before this meeting, talking about a lot of other things that have to do with the city. So, no, we haven't gotten to it yet.
Perfect. My point is, though, we are doing everything we can. Like it feels like sometimes, all the time, to be honest, the city is saying, do this, you're going to get in trouble, do this. Now, I repeat, why we're in this situation is not during this meeting. It's another conversation, potentially with my lawyer and Matt, because we are in this situation because of some stuff that I'd like to discuss later. Now, we are pushing and pushing and pushing and driving to try to get this resolved. The target is always moving, and I know there's some things and miscommunications. I'm very layman at a lot of this. I try to set up the powers to be on site so that way there's no miscommunication, which there still is. But I just want to get out there that my goal is, I hope the same as yours, and likewise to the neighbor, get this resolved. Matt, I would love to set up a meeting if you have the time. Yeah.
you and I spoke this month, and you told me that Mr. Courtney is moving the goalposts, changing that. You have emails, you have text messages, you have all this information. You want to present to me, you want to sit down with me, you're only in town for a week, and you're kind of like forcing the issue for me to meet with you, take time to meet with you at that point.
Yep.
And at that time, I don't have a lot of information and cross over it as I'm sitting here with you.
Sure.
And you're waiting for me to review all this and make a snap. What I said was, send me those emails. Send me those you have these issues that you're having. And what you did was you sent me an email that purely listed it in just in like your or typed like text message just a timeline of various things happening. No emails for text message. And I said in follow-up, I said, Rocky, you said you had all this. Send it to me. Didn't send it. You forwarded me an email from the document. So, how would you send all that? Then you indicated you wanted this to respond to a correspondence from your attorney, Mr. Evans. He sent an email today.
This isn't what that was. No. Yeah.
All right,
He did not.
that's the only
No. Yeah. No, he's not. He didn't communicate
I
there.
just want to make sure.
Correct.
Then I'm trying to pull up the original. Because
No.
if I'm not,
October 10th, maybe.
and October
8th, okay.
and he indicated there was a number of.
Sure.
And I cited those code sections, and
Yep.
obviously there's our ordinances.
So based on those, immediately after that meeting, I went, and I have read them way before you sent that. Every line. Multiple times with Doug, I've said, Doug, during the process of trying to find engineers, which I don't have all the data because it's a ton of data, let me tell you. So anyway, the chapters are so, and Doug said his predecessor built this and it was just so stretched out and so, there's a lot of unneeded stuff that Doug said. So, and I gave it to a lot of engineers, and they said, there's no way I can go through this. Do you just want the normal SWIP plan that we do in Kirtland or the normal? And I said, I think so. Let me go with Doug, and this starts. So I bring that up to Doug. Listen, like the engineers are just overwhelmed with the amount of data and the verbiage and the situation. And Doug says, verbatim, or I quote, my predecessor built that, I need to rewrite it or redo it. It's a lot of data, just get the process started and we'll adjust it as needed. I've heard that multiple times. So as somebody that has not gone through this process, that means to me, good, I'm going to send it to the engineer. He's going to do it up and get it. Well, this process just drags on and on and on. And all of a sudden there's more things in this. So I set up these meetings with Doug, Dino, who is with Ari Warner originally, or he was our original engineer. And they have a meeting and I just say, this is it. Like, you guys talk your language. Let's focus on the target. Let's find the target, first of all, focus on it, and everybody work together. A month later, because of delays with Ari Warner and what it is, we do things, and then there's new things brought to the table. And I have data on why Dino is like, why is Doug asking for something that was removed back in September, like a wood retaining wall? We quickly took that out. And Dino's going, and I'd say, I don't know. I am not sure why he's bringing that up to you. Stop.
Mr.
So anyway.
Out of respect to this whole process, you've had your opportunity to kind of tell us your frustrations and things that are going on. You have your legal representation now. You've talked to Mr. Lallo. I don't know that council is going to be able to change anything other than understand the whole situation in a whole, which Mr. Lallo's in the middle of now. right? And your legal's in the middle of now. So if there's a true point you want to get to council for us to hear, sure, but all the stuff that's in between,
Okay.
respectfully, we can't change any of that, right?
Perfect, yep.
So if there's something that you're asking directly
I
to
asked
council to
For a
support,
sit-down meeting with Matt and the mayor. That's
Okay.
what I'm asking for. Perfect. I love that.
okay, so
I'll set it up. I'll just tell my attorney to reach out with you.
there you
okay.
go. So
You're going to forward the material that Mr. Lallo required?
Say that again.
You're going to forward the material Mr. Lallo asked for, emailed?
Yeah, I definitely can. It's like a crazy amount, so I definitely can. Yeah, and that's up to my attorney to do that. So I will see if he.
Lallo can't do anything about it until he can.
So,
okay,
lastly, the neighbor is obviously, he has an attorney reaching out. Is there actually, and this is what Jim brought up, my attorney, is there actually a stop work permit right now? There's an informal one email from Doug, but it's not an official. Does that stand as a official stop work?
our city engineer has the right to issue those, so.
Okay, I was just wondering because my, James said, I don't know that there's an official stop work other than through just a email. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry that you've gone through all this. It definitely sounds frustrating. I would also say it doesn't sound like anybody's intentionally creating that frustration. It doesn't make it right. But it sounds like there's a lot of nuance to everything that's going on and a lot of people inheriting old processes from other people. And there's just a bunch of stuff at play.
Sure.
But I want to say I'm sorry that you guys are going through that. I'm sorry that it's changed your perspective
Yeah.
on the city.
So am
But I truly don't believe that anybody was intentionally, trying to create roadblocks for you or anything like that. And I hope that you can get this resolved and move on with everything. And I appreciate you coming and talking to us about it. And if there is something that council can do, we're certainly open to that. It's just, we end up in scenarios sometimes where people are coming to us with things, and if we don't have the ability to do anything about it, it's frustrating on our part that we can't.
Do you, with that being said, you control your contracted people, correct? So, okay, so you do have some control because they are employees of the city.
Yeah, again, it
Now-
doesn't sound like anybody's intentionally doing.
I want to
anything.
agree with you there, Julie. And Matt, Doug, I do appreciate you and what you are and do. And I think there is some unclear paths that we've crossed for sure to get to this point. So I just wanted to say that though.
If I can comment real quick on the stop work. So you're not allowed to do work without a permit. You don't have a permit.
Yeah, we don't have time to get in there why that happened.
Right.
And that's
So-
going to be emails that he.
So- Absent a permit, you're not permitted to do any work.
I have a question
right?
with that, though.
However, you're required to maintain your sediment and erosion controls,
Okay.
which I believe is what that email related to. You're
One
not
of-
allowed to do any work on the site, but you have to maintain your sediment and erosion controls. Correct?
That was one of the three
Yes.
for tonight, correct?
Yeah.
With that being said, how did we get to pouring a three-sided culvert without a grading permit?
You had a permit for that. You had a conditional use permit and you had a plan that
So
was
the-
approved to build the bridge. Beyond the bridge, you did not have a permit. So that's
Conditional use,
start
no, I get it. but-
rehashing everything in front of council. That's the simple answer. You came in, you got your conditional use
Yeah.
permit for the bridge in the riparian area, and the site plan was approved by planning and zoning. You were issued a permit for that work. Beyond the bridge, you did not have a permit.
Correct. Okay. Thank you for your time, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have a good evening.
Mr. Courtney, with respect to the laws and the ordinances of the codes that we have, should that go to planning and zoning to be cleaned up? Sounded in the discussion here that things are, years ago, recall Mayor Potter, there was a lot of cleanup trying to get things together just because of that very thing. Over the years,
Mr. Harriman,
laws
you're done.
continue to expand, but they're not all put into a simple area of our code. So I guess I'm questioning whether in your ability to work through those, would it be beneficial for the city to look at that and get them dialed in to where they're in one spot for other people who have some other issue to find what they need to have done?
I believe that would be a decent endeavor to undertake, generally with the zoning code. But I think what Mr. Harriman was referring to was the grading permit, section 1442.
1442?
Yeah, that, I didn't say I was going to rewrite it or anything, but I thought it needed some review and some cleanup, specifically on that particular section of code. So, those are all things that we can undertake, certainly.
Thank you, Councilman Schultz. Okay, moving on to old business, public comments of matters of old business. Yes, Andy, please. There you go.
Good evening, council. Here again for the second hearing on 9213 Lewistown Village. I brought some renderings, because Matt was asking to see a little bit bigger picture, so I figured I brought the P&Z and Board of Zoning Appeals and everything. So I'm here to answer any questions, show what we're proposing, then 2-family condos, ranches, not very high, keep it down low. We got the, show some sand landscape plans, but tall oaks would not be really affected too much by it. It's that's one. Professionalism. So that's how the condos would have a retainer. There's be a swale for the retention, technically 6-foot privacy fence, but that's how the 5 condos would be facing. That's plans. Pardon? It'd be 10. 10, yeah. So looking off of 306, looking down behind the old Monday's Coffee Shop, Bank One. What it would look like. Street, in front of the buildings.
It's an asphalt, you're shooting for an asphalt street with curb and gutter.
Yeah, it would definitely be curbed, gutter and everything. That's what was approved by Doug. Road.
Private road.
Yeah, exactly. Anything with money, right? A little more, just a front, like that'd be the privacy fence, sign out front by 306.
It will be an HOA type deal, right?
It would be, yes, absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yep. So,
Yeah, sorry, like I said. And then that's the floor plan, basically, 2-bedroom, made for more 55 and over. I am not limiting it to it, but it's made, maybe downsize some of the bigger houses in Regency Woods, Sanctuary. People want to move and downsize, they can stay in Kirtland. No, it stays. I'm buying this back 4 acres off of Mr. Mitchell's. So. I can ask them.
Mr. Lunkar, in terms of, do you have a price point yet?
They're going to be around 500,000, give or take. Yeah. Right now, still 1550 each. You would own them. No, there's no rentals. I'm not renting any of these. It's all.
So no HOA type of thing on it for maintenance or anything?
There'll be a HOA, and that we covered everything. Like my lawyer worked with city lawyers to make sure everything was dialed in. Plowing, landscape, mowing, the whole 9 yards. because it is a private drive. It's not city-owned.
Be for Slovenians only?
Yes, exactly. And a little bit Croatians. We'll mix them.
All right, good stuff.
Nice, thank you for bringing it in, I appreciate that.
Oh, shit.
8142 Charles Dairy Road.
Mr. Loncar, thanks for bringing those. I mean,
Oh, no
I've
problem.
seen them through the planning and zoning meetings, but it's good to show the rest of council what efforts and project that you're putting forward. I think it's a nice project.
I think it will, I mean, it's only going to help. Yeah, I feel
Absolutely.
so. And there will be a sidewalk. I think P and Z was asking, there'll be a sidewalk from the end of the street to 306 for people to access and walk. That will be part of subdivision of the
Nice.
street.
Well, thank you for your continued investment in the city of Kirtland.
No problem. Thank you.
Any questions for him? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Moving on to the second reading of 26-R-26, a resolution approving the final development plan for 9213 Chillicothe Road as approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission and declaring an emergency.
Make a motion to waive this.
No, motion waive the three readings.
Go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Ziegler, the motion to waive the three readings. Councilman Smolik with the second. Any further discussion? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Motion to adopt. Declare an emergency.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Ziegler, the motion to declare an emergency and adopt. Councilman Smolik with a second. Any discussion? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, moving on to the second reading, 26-R-29, a resolution pursuant to section 5705.19, section H of the Ohio Revised Code, submitting to the electors of the city a question of providing for renewal of the current levy of 0.85 mil for 5 years for community senior citizen and recreational facilities and programs outside the 10 mil limitation. Looking for a motion to waive the three readings?
So moved.
Second?
Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the three readings. Councilman Schultz with the second. Any discussion? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Looking for a motion to adopt and declare an emergency? Oh, motion to adopt. Apologize.
So moved.
Yeah, it's just,
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, Councilman Smolik with a motion to adopt. Councilman Schultz with the second. Any discussion? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. A busy crowd tonight. New business for public comments on agenda items of new business. Okay, moving on. First reading, 26-R-30, a resolution authorizing the mayor to retain the services of Quality Control Inspections, Inc. as a construction inspection and construction administration services for the LAK Kirtland Chardon Road project and declaring an emergency. Looking for a motion to waive the three readings?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, that delay was killing me. Councilman Smolik, motion to waive the three readings. Councilman Simons with the second. Any discussion? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Abstain.
Yes. Okay, looking for a motion to adopt and declare an emergency.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Ziegler with a motion to adopt, declare emergency. Councilman Simons with a second. Any discussion? That was better, thank you. Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, moving on to the first reading of 26-R-31, resolution accepting the bid of George Highway Company for its work on the... Geauga, sorry. Thank you. Geauga Highway Company for its work on the LAK Kirtland Chardon Road pavement project and declaring an emergency. Looking for a motion to waive the 3 readings?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Council Simons with a second. Any discussion? Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, looking for a motion to,
Declare an emergency and adopt. I'll do that one.
thank you.
Second.
Councilman Ziegler with a motion to declare emergency and adopt. Councilman Smolik with a second. Any discussion?
I'm sorry. Who made the motion?
Councilman Ziegler
Second.
and Councilman Smolik with a second. And any discussion? Okay, Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Schultz? President?
Yes. Okay, moving on to the first reading of 26-R-32, a resolution appointing Louis Slapnicker as clerk of council and declaring an emergency.
All good with this then? Or wait?
Looking for a motion to waive the 3 readings.
Second.
Councilman Smolik with a motion to waive the 3 readings. Councilman Hamer with a second. Any discussion?
Well, this is just a vote on the
Yep.
waiving of, it,
Yeah, okay,
not the actual legislation.
okay, all right. Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Simons?
Yes.
Mr. Schultz?
No.
President?
Yes. Okay, looking for a motion to waive the 3, or to waive the 3 reading, or to declare an emergency, and adopt. Jesus. Yeah, that's it.
So moved.
Get that? All right. Councilman Smolik with the motion to declare an emergency and adopt. Did I get a second?
Second.
Councilman Hamer with a second. Any discussion? No discussion?
Oh, yes, pardon me. I'm sorry. So just a couple points on this. I did a little bit of homework into our charter and looking at previous appointments, right? And second here, I guess a couple points I just wanted to bring up. First and foremost, well, they kind of all equally important is key person risk relative to the duties here at the city. When you have one person holding 2 positions and for some reason they are out or leave work, that puts us kind of in a double jeopardy situation. Surrounding that also is, everybody likes to go on vacation. So if Mr. Slapnicker is not here, we also do not have work as the clerk. I think it looks like quite a bit of double dipping in that the charter calls for his attendance as the finance director here a minimum of once a month. But if he's sitting here, how are those duties not overlap? He's getting paid twice for the same time here with us. I don't think that necessarily looks good from a public perspective. Lastly, it's council's right to choose a clerk. I don't know if there was any posting for this position, there was any interviews for this position, right? But this is council's employee, none other. So that's kind of my high level points. Relative to the legislation itself, I think the second whereas clause, it states You know, the pay is a lump sum monthly pay. Then the second whereas clause mentions an hourly rate, but doesn't state the rate. That's for any work that would be done when we're on recess. So it was like, hey, if we're kind of not here for 3 weeks out of the month, you know, we'd be paying for work that's occurring. So it's kind of my thoughts on that. I don't know if you were able to confirm about the once per month, the charter. It made reference in his recital, his appointment as a full-time finance director, section 1.2. Yeah, but it specifically says the charter requires finance director to be present at a minimum of one. So I couldn't find it here.
Not in this one section.
Yeah.
Like this one.
So those are my concerns, kind of. I'm sorry. I believe it's, Mayor, what is that amount? You know that off the top of your head?
It's a couple $1,000s.
I would also caution us to be using terminology like double dipping, because I think there's a, and I know I'm not, this isn't directed at you or anybody, I just like, there's a connotation of negativity and kind of shadiness involved in double dipping, and he's essentially performing two duties at the same time and getting paid to
Not like he
perform two
retired and got
duties. So
hired back on.
I just want to make sure that we're not using terminology.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Lewis offered up his resources as he's done this. Mary Kowalczyk did it in the city of Lyndhurst. She was also clerk of courts, so Lewis brought this option to the mayor for us to consider, save a couple bucks, and also offered his time up to serve as clerk of courts. So this wasn't anything that we, actively went to Lewis and said, hey, we want you to do this. He brought this to the mayor, correct?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think at some point, maybe before the previous clerk took the job, it was something we discussed.
Okay, fair enough.
So maybe I put it into his head originally, just knowing that Mary had done that before. I can't remember truthfully how the conversation went.
Okay.
When you're done, Council President, I wouldn't mind.
I think you bring up some good points about not having, if leave or be unavailable, then we're missing out on two roles at the same time. I would also say that any of those risks, you have the risk at any time that one could leave unavailable. I do believe that we should look for a backup if possible, because I don't think we had that previously anyway. So
Fair, I agree with that. I also want to go on record that the mayor and I did speak about this, obviously, and I supported the selection of Lewis after talking to Lewis about it and talking to mayor, or talking with the mayor. I, as council president, did support the decision for Lewis. So I want that as public record also.
Thank you, Council President. I would only say that, I wouldn't agree to, let our finance director take on something that I thought he couldn't do. What I also know about our finance director is, you don't find more dedicated, hardworking, intelligent people who's willing to spend the time, put the time in, whatever that takes. We've seen him do it for 8 years now, 7, 8 years on the assistant finance director side, finance director side. So I know Mr. Slapnicker is not going to take something on that he can't do. Yes, it's going to cost him some extra time to get the job done. Ms. Simons made a great point related to, the vacations or stepping away for other meetings or whatever he may have. I think every meeting we see people not able to make it for whatever reasons, vacation, summertime, those kinds of things. Tonight Mr. Lallo is stepping in as, playing the role of clerk. He's done that before. So I think there's always a way to get a job done when a city of our size, to try to be as efficient as we can and not hire more and more people. Use the people that you have. Utilize, I shouldn't say use, utilize the people that you have to get the job done. And I think this is a tremendous expression of that into back to our community. And I would also say that I would prefer the words double dip not be used, because it does carry that connotation. There's lots of people out there doing lots of things, working for state employees, working as council people. I wouldn't call that double dipping. So I would I would really prefer or I would ask council, of course I would prefer it, the council passes this tonight, makes Mr. Slapnicker the next clerk of council, and I would like to thank Lewis for always being willing to take on what needs to be taken on to get the job done here for the city.
Mayor, I will retract the word double dip. It wasn't relative to any wrongdoing. It's relative to serving in two positions at one time, and how is that time separated on a time card, right? Like if he's working as the finance director during the day, but then he has these duties, right?
How does the mayor and safety director get the job done? How did the previous mayor get safety director and public works director done? When you have the right people, they get the job done. I don't think there's an argument there that's valid.
It's also salaried employee versus hourly employee, right? So
Well, it has that hourly clause, so that's.
yeah, as long as we're able to clear that, which it sounds like it's a salaried situation.
What I also know about the finance director is the city will not get charged an extra dime for anything that is unnecessary. That I know.
Well, it brings up a good time to mention about clear expectations, right? And when you are a small city and running small companies, you do a lot of dual roles. It just happens. So we just have to make sure that there's clear expectations of each role and how they're overlapping and how the job's getting done. As long as there's clear expectations, I think it's manageable. If there's not, then that gets into different discussions, right?
Can I suggest, in the event that this were to pass, that maybe the mayor puts a 6-month check-in?
This only goes through end of November.
Yeah.
This current council.
Just get through this current.
Yeah, let's get through.
And then they
Okay.
can reevaluate.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess I just meant,
I think
you get to do a job, you do it for a couple months, and you go, wow, I bit off more than I can chew. That's a harder conversation for you to bring up than if it's on somebody's calendar that we're going to talk about it anyways, like a 30, 60, 90-day check-in.
Fair enough.
So,
Where do we stand in the
And I would back Mr. Schultz up on the notion that this is the council employee, right? So council has that right just as much, if not more than I do, to have that check-in with the clerk.
Fair enough. Okay.
When the charter that the finance director shall come to meetings in accordance with one minimum. Reference of that is the way that the charter dictates when it comes. So, meetings a month. When he shall attend those meetings in accordance with other charter dictates when those meetings. He must attend those.
Yeah, that's exactly the recital that I heard today. Yep, yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Mayor, one last thing, relative to the duties. The former clerk had more duties with that rate than just
The former clerk was paid as council clerk and as zoning clerk.
so those were separate.
So separate and distinct, correct, yep.
Okay, we good? Yeah. All right. Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
yes.
No.
Yes. Okay. Moving on to the first reading of 26-0-33, an ordinance authorizing the city of Kirtland to enter into a contract to purchase one Brimix Advantage brine maker and all ancillary equipment from Henderson Products, Inc., and declaring an emergency. Looking for a motion to waive the three readings?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Simons with a motion to waive the three readings. Mr. Smolik with a second. Any discussion? If not, Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, looking for a motion to declare an emergency and adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Schultz with the motion to declare an emergency and adopt. Ms. Simons with a second. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Lallo, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, moving on to council comments.
Council President, I'd like to have discussion with you and the finance director after the meeting to look at amending 2609.
Finance director's not.
I'm sorry, law director,
Oh, amending which one?
2609.
What is that, Councilman Schultz?
That's regarding the rules of council. We would just,
Oh, was that the notices one or?
Okay. Any other continuing concerns this evening?
Is this a good time to bring up, or do I need to bring up the opportunity for us to look at legislation for getting comments?
You can bring it up now. Yep. Public comments, you want to put a time?
Yeah, I just like to have the opportunity to put some sort of time limit on things. I don't want to, I want people to feel free to come and talk to us about things, but there hits a point where certain topics will go on for hours. And I don't think we have any legislation that limits that we have. If we have 10 people, everyone gets a chance to speak and that sort of thing. Is that something?
I think the whole agenda needs to be. I think there's too many council comments. New concerns, not sure there either.
The prayer takes 8 seconds.
Doesn't matter.
They can leave it there. The Kirtland is a city of faith and beauty.
Scott just wants the prayer and that's it.
Okay, so both discussion points are legitimate. So if we want to talk about revising the
I don't
agenda,
think that we need both chiefs here to,
well, now you're pushing.
I don't see the reason.
And Mayor, you don't even need to comment on it.
Now you're pushing. Oh,
Thank you,
All right.
Councilman
to
Smolik.
Ms. Simons.
I like that.
Mr. Lallo, can you draft up some type of legislation on public comments time? I don't want it to sound like we're restricting someone's ability to come up and have those public comments, but I do agree that it should be some type of
What are you gonna run a shot clock?
timestamp.
I
Like a
think if we
timer of
have
like
the
5
ability
minutes.
to say to somebody, generally we ask people to limit their comments to 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah,
If you're gonna talk about that, then put my stuff in too.
oh, okay, we can. Sure.
I think we get a yellow light, green light, red light. That way, give them the yellow light when they got 30 seconds left. Just buzz them out.
Timer on Joe.
Oh, well, that's a good
Yeah.
call.
All I'm saying is right now, we have no way of limiting people other than Ron having to feel rude and ask somebody like, oh,
Ron has
right?
no problem.
And if we have some sort of legislation, whether or not we choose to put a timer up or just tell somebody before they start speaking, we ask people to limit their comments to 3 to 5 minutes in order to keep meeting moving or something like that. We're just making people aware of it. I'm not saying at 3 minutes I cut you off and we escort you out of the room. I'm just saying we have nothing on the books right now that gives us the ability to do anything but sit here and let
Watch
people talk
it
for as long
happen.
as they want.
Really, the only problem I have with timing, and I've seen that done at some council, bigger city council meeting, kind of gets a little negative. It has a little negative connotation to it.
Well, I think,
And I think Ron is the judge on it.
but I think the one
we
thing,
had 45 minutes per one person.
but the one thing, tonight was a good example, right? There was way too much of that tonight of just bantering versus just give us the facts and tell us what your concerns are and then move on, right? That's all.
Ultimately, you can choose to exercise it or not exercise it. But if we don't have it, we can't choose to exercise it. So all I'm saying is we have something. It gives us the ability to do that if things start to get out of hand, and we can choose to follow to that or not follow.
So in topics of the actual agenda itself, since we brought it up and Scott's not going to let it go now, if we want to make changes to the agenda, is that something a committee should do, or is that's me? It's all me? Don't tell Scott that.
Parliamentarian, is it?
That's our agenda? Okay.
Where you can. Now, have your index.
Okay.
So perhaps, I mean, the thing is, the either public relations, parliamentarian, right?
I would think public relations, right?
President can create.
Just got some.
Oh. All right, so let's just bring those topics up.
Motion to adjourn.
Can we do, can we look for adjournment, please?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Mr. Bernaro,
Yeah.
could you build a trap door under the, could you build a trap door under the microphone over there?
So,